A man was draining water when he noticed a piece of gold buried just beneath the nearby sand. Seeing that his companion hadn't noticed, he considered keeping the gold for himself, fearing he might be discovered. He decided to call his companion over. His companion was astonished and could hardly believe it. He lifted the blowtorch to test it, and the gold did not blacken. They confirmed it was real gold. Despite their best efforts, they couldn't move the gold. They decided to try dragging it out with a car, but the rope snapped, and the gold remained unmoved. They dug around the sand and discovered an entire gold deposit beneath. Night fell quickly, so they lit a fire to illuminate the surroundings, which also helped keep wild animals away. To transport the gold, the companion suggested going to town for a backhoe, but one person had to stay behind to guard it. The companion wanted to stay, but the man didn't trust him and insisted on staying himself. The companion had no choice but to leave the next day, taking most of the water under the pretext that the engine needed cooling, and leaving only a satellite phone, with instructions for the man to wait 5 days. After his companion left, the man covered the gold mine, set up a makeshift tent, and placed the water nearby. He began testing the mobile signal. A stranger's voice spoke in Chinese on the line. He couldn't understand it but knew the phone was working. At night, he lit a bonfire and ate some canned food. Distant cries of wild animals made him too afraid to sleep. At dawn, the first thing he did was check the gold mine. His companion finally called, and he ran to answer, only for the call to be disconnected. Though only a day had passed, it felt like a year to him. He stared at the gold mine in a daze, sustaining himself with fantasies. The next day, strong winds blew, dragging firewood back to camp. He noticed a glimmer in the sand. He covered the gold mine with crushed stones and went over to investigate. Ahead, he found a crashed plane. He dismantled the fuselage partitions and dragged them back to camp to build a small shelter. Seeing the gold mine secured, he finally felt relieved and fell asleep from exhaustion. Sunlight poured in, burning his head with blisters, and his nerves were close to breaking. Mosquitoes swarmed him, and he suddenly realized he shouldn't be too greedy. Using all his strength, he hammered out a piece of gold. Though small, it was enough for a decent life. At that moment, his companion called, saying he would be delayed by a few days. The man considered leaving, but thinking his companion might take everything upon returning, greed overtook him, and he decided to stay. Even facing wolves at night, he held his torch high, defending his claim. On the third day, he clutched the gold block, with only a little water left. A small snake crawled toward him, thinking it was food. He lunged at it, knife in hand, but missed and knocked over the last of the water. Strong winds began to blow in the distance, and he could only reinforce the camp. At that moment, he saw a human figure approaching him.